Even from above, it's hard to convey the scale of the devastation here. The helicopter keeps flying, but there's no end to the rows and rows of burnt down houses. This devastating fire, the worst disaster Hawaii has ever faced. Today, residents of Lahaina began picking through what's left of their town, what's left of their lives.
People lost everything. Homes, jobs, their cars, some their pets. There's still people missing. I fought wildfires in California, and I was here yesterday when it flared up, and I've never seen something ravaged so fast.
The flames spread suddenly and quickly, fanned by high winds and dry conditions. Residents and tourists caught by surprise. Some forced to jump into the ocean to save their lives. Amongst those who survived in the sea, Wisei and his wife and 5 children, visiting from California. A holiday break transformed into an apocalyptic nightmare.
We found a floating board that we hung on to. And we think we were out there floating, and this is so surreal, and everything was burning around, explosions, cars blowing up. The ocean almost swept my kids away a few times. But yeah, we stuck together, we held on, we're not going to die this way, no.
The fire in Lahaina, one of 3 on the island of Maui, is now largely under control, though it's still burning. At least 55 people are known to have died, but with search efforts inside buildings only just beginning and hundreds missing, everyone is braced for more bad news.
I tried to warn as many people as I could. We tried. There was a lot of people, I think it's just so chaotic that nobody knew. There was no phone connections, and as much as I was trying to save and let people know, there was no options. I just had to go. I went and got my kids, and we were stuck. And now I got the news that there's so many friends that I don't know if they made it.
Lahaina normally receives 2 million tourists a year. This is what the marina used to look like. And this is what's left now. The resort town was once the capital of the Hawaiian kingdom. This historic banyan tree marked the spot where a 19th century palace once existed. The tree is still standing, but only just. Wildfires are common here, but not on this scale.
Oh my God.
Huge blazes have also broken out this summer across the Mediterranean and in Canada.
We are living in a world that is 1.2 degrees warmer than it would have been if we had not started burning fossil fuels. And that means that all these regions have much higher temperatures than they would have had without climate change.
President Biden has ordered a massive federal response to the disaster. Thousands have been left homeless. Many still don't have electricity. But with increasing global temperatures, expect more scenes like these.
Well, Alice Lee is the chair of the Maui County Council, and she joins us now. Thank you so much for coming on the program. I'm so sorry for the loss in your community. This must be absolutely heartbreaking and tragic. Can you give us an update of the situation today?
Thank you. Thank you for those words and for inviting me here. What's happening today is the amplification of the search and rescue effort. We haven't been able to do that in prior days, primarily because of the wind, but finally it has subsided. The winds are down to about 10 to 17 miles an hour today. And as you know, during this epic fire event, gusts were up to 60 miles per hour, fueling the flames. And that's the reason why it affected cell phones, it affected the internet, It affected the electricity. People were out of power, out of water, and poles and pole lines were covering the roadways. So it made it very difficult to travel.
Sure. Now, we know that 55 people have already been sadly lost in this. How high do you think the death toll might climb?
Well, we're not sure. We have an incredible amount of people working there today, and we will find out that information. I'm hoping at the end of today. We have the National Guard, we have Coast Guard, we have the Navy specialists from FEMA who work out of Arizona, not to mention our own response team and firefighters and police officers from the various islands. So today we have an incredibly large group with search dogs, excuse me, with search dogs as well. And they will cover as much as they possibly can. And of course, the priority is to look for people.
Why do you think so many people might have been caught up in the wildfires? Was it the speed of the fire, because of the force of the wind? Were they given any kind of prior warning about evacuation?
I don't think there was any specific warning to evacuate, but we had known for several days, if you were watching the news, that a hurricane was coming toward Hawaii. And the track of that hurricane was heading south, but no one knew how close it would be and what the impact would be from that hurricane, which was called Dora. Apparently, Dora came out closer to us than we expected, and that's why we had those heavy winds. No rains, but winds. And so when on the west side, and by the way, the fire did not affect all of Maui, primarily the west side, a little bit of upcountry, and a little bit of South Maui, but for the most part, it was West Maui.
And of course, this is a wonder. Sorry to interrupt you. This is was a wonderful old town, a very important one. It was the capital of the kingdom of Maui, apparently. Is it going to be rebuilt now? What are you going to do in the future?
Yes, it was the kingdom. It has a tremendous historic value, tremendous cultural value. We will do our best. As you probably saw, President Biden is offering all of his help. So we will be using federal, state, and county funds to rebuild the town as best we can. But before that, we want to make sure the people who no longer have homes have a place to go. So we would like to make sure that the people and their families are housed properly. And then we will begin the rebuilding of Lahaina town. Yeah.
Well, we wish you...
Getting back to the idea.
Yeah. You want to get back to what it was as much as you can. We're going to have to leave it there, I'm afraid, Alice Lee. We wish you all the best, and thank you very much for spending some time with us. Good luck.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.